Okay, how do you start a business from scratch?
Meet Victoire.
Hello.
Her name means victory in English, but after more than a decade in real estate, she felt far from winning. She spent 12 years crunching numbers, chasing properties, and filling out endless Excel sheets. But something essential was missing: creativity. Then came a flashback to her days as a young swim champ, battling those annoying, hair-tearing goggles every swimmer knows all too well. But rather than focusing on the frustration, she recognized an opportunity. And that's how her business was born.
I've always heard that a good business has to solve a problem.
Of course, having a great idea is only about 1% of launching a business. So, how do you tackle that other 99%?
I think entrepreneurship runs in my blood. I've always had ideas, but I didn't really take the plunge to actually start my own business, at least at the time. My name is Victoire and I'm the founder of Waterplops. What is innovative is that the silicone straps that you normally have and that tangle your hair, that pull your hair, that break, that make the kids cry, they're replaced by a stretchy material that's very similar to the bathing suit material. I started this business earlier this year. I was lucky enough to have a great college education, did my MBA at the Stanford University. When I was there was such an intense entrepreneurial environment that was just exhilarating, and it was something that I just loved and I always had in the back of my head somewhere. When I was admitted to Stanford, I was like, there must be a mistake, they're probably going to call me and say, there was something in the admissions files that, got messed up. And so I've always had that imposter syndrome. That also gave me doubts of my capacity and my ability to create a business. So I chose probably the comfortable route, which was joining the family business, even though I had many ideas of businesses to start. And most of my friends at Stanford were working or have started startups that have become unicorns by now, but I didn't feel I had the guts for it. I probably didn't feel I had the confidence or had the ability to do it. So after Stanford, I joined the family business in real estate. So I did real estate investment for 13 years. That required a lot of Excel spreadsheets and financial stuff and fiscal and everything. So it was completely different than what I'm doing now. It was definitely not a boring job. It was challenging, it was interesting. I think it was lacking creativity. I didn't think I'd had it in me. It took me a while to actually realize, okay, these ideas that I have for businesses today in the startup that I have, I need to be creative on everything because everything that I'm doing for this business is completely new to me. Distributors network, suppliers, B2B, B2C sales, marketing. Even though I was trained for that during my MBA is 15 years ago. So I don't have this training fresh in my mind. So I need to start all over and learn from scratch. But today there are many tutorials that you can find on YouTube, many advice. And I figured also that the more I speak to people, the more help I get. People around me have been just great. I'm learning so much now after 13 years in real estate. And I guess now I'm 44, I'm confident I can do it. As a competitive swimmer, I would always wear a cap because I had trainings almost every day after school. I had competitions on the weekend, and you cannot swim in a public pool with no cap. But since I used to swim a lot and I still swim a lot, and every time I was swimming without a swimming cap, I would be annoyed and frustrated with these silicone straps that would tangle my hair, that would break all the time, that would need constant adjustments. I wanted to actually find a solution to this because I don't think I'm the only one. But the first thing for me was to create these goggles for me and for my comfort. And when I became a mom, I have 2 boys, I saw how frustrating it is for kids as well. When they're 2 or 3 years old, they have to put the goggles, they're crying, you have to adjust the goggles 5 times a day. And without goggles, the kids don't like to put their head underwater as much. As a swimmer, I wanted to share with my kids the pleasure of swimming. I've always heard that a good business has to solve a problem. I think this product solves a problem. Even if it's a small problem, a lot of people have it every summer. Every time they go swimming, it's a pain. I've never seen anyone say, oh God, I love those straps. They're perfect. I think the product is giving me wings and the confidence to overcome the imposter syndrome. So that's how the whole process started. And then it's been 6 very intense months. The steps to creating the product has been very intense because I did everything in 3 months. It's been like a very long process to actually get to that simple product. So I started with trying to find goggles. I tested maybe 200 pairs of goggles. I knew exactly what I wanted for these goggles because as a former swimmer, I knew I wanted a soft silicone. I wanted something that embraced the eye comfortably, that didn't leave red marks. I was pretty difficult with what I wanted. Early May, I went to China. I wanted to meet the suppliers. I wanted to see how the goggles are made. I wanted to make sure there's like an anti-fog treatment, a UV protection. Okay, I want to order 1,000 goggles. And they're telling me, 1,000 goggles, like this is just ridiculously small. And I was there early May, and I thought, okay, if I don't get the goggles by June 15th, I'll miss the whole summer season. So I was telling the Chinese suppliers, I need those goggles in Paris in 5 weeks. And they're like, no, like there's a 2.5 months of lead time production. No, you'll get them in December and that's already good. So I had to negotiate with them to put me ahead in their supply chain with my very small quantity ahead of their bigger clients. I had to convince them that I was serious about this business. Today it's only 1,000 pieces, but I'm sure in the near future I will be one of your big clients. Please help me on this, be a partner with me on this. And they were great because they accepted, and I got the goggles by June 15. My kids were great because they were my favorite testers in the bathtub. And do you have water in your eyes? Like, are they tight? Does it hurt your eyes? So once I found a good headband, then I had the product. But then the next step was trying to create a website. I had absolutely no background at all on websites, on pictures. My pictures are on my iPhone. They look terrible. Like, I have no sense of beauty in a picture. Like I start completely from scratch. I can use Excel, I can use PowerPoint, I can make construction blueprints, but this, no, I was really starting from scratch. I've never even heard about Shopify before, and it's a friend of mine who said, I think Shopify is better than the other ones. I have no clue where to start, so I go on YouTube, type Shopify tutorial, and I find this video that is a 4-hour video where the guy says, I'll teach you how to make a Shopify store from A to Z. I'm like, okay, that sounds like a good deal. Every time you would click somewhere, I would like pause. Okay, so where did you click? Okay, that's that. And sometimes I'd get mad. I'd be like, why don't I have the same page as him? Like, where did he go? So I would go back. It took me probably 30 hours to actually watch this 4-hour video and have my own website. So in the end, I ended up doing 3 websites with a different menu, but I think the last one is the more user-friendly and the best one. And so once the frame of the website was there, I had to go to the pictures. So I had about 70 headbands, different colors, and 8 goggles per headband. So that's 560 different products, so 560 pictures. So at first, I bought this black photo box with a bit of light. I used my iPhone and I used my wife's professional camera, but the post-production wasn't good. The light was terrible, the framing, like everything was terrible. So I tried to ask a quote to a professional photo editor, and he says, well, it would be like 10 to 12 euros per picture to edit the photo. So that's like about 7,000 euros, which I didn't have because all this money went to production. I said, okay, let's learn Photoshop. Then, I did Shopify, I can learn Photoshop. And so I typed editing pictures on Google and I find Photoroom. And like, that was the best, probably the easiest moment of all this research, everything I had to go through to try and develop this product. When I found Photoroom, I was like, okay, I'm gonna click like this. I can take 10 pictures, my image will be centered, it will have a professional boutique store background, I can add some light. That was really a game changer for me in terms of budget, in terms of time, and also in terms of quality. I think today on my website, the pictures just look professional, and that was really easy to use. Photoroom helped me a lot because first of all, it saved me a lot of budget, and also, for example, I could specify my pictures are for Shopify in this particular format, a square format. I want my goggles centered, I want the same background, I want exactly the same light. So I could have something, I think on a website to make it look more professional, it needs to be coherent in terms of font, colors, and the pictures have to be also the same. So it did help me a lot. So I had the product, I had the website, I had the picture, now I have to sell. And this brings us to like 1st of July. I took maybe 150 or 200 pairs of goggles. I went to the south of France, to all the beach clubs, to the hotels. I just went there and say, hi, I'm selling goggles. Do you like them? Lots of them ordered and then reordered during July. Their customers liked them a lot. But what I wanted to do is, since this summer for me was really a way to test the market and to improve the product, I wanted to be facing the customers myself. So I took a stand at all the farmers markets, and from 7 a.m. in the morning to 2 p.m. I would sell my goggles next to the chicken rôtisserie stand and the cheese guy next door. I sold many pairs there, and I would have the direct feedback from the client. What do they like about it? What do they dislike? How are they putting them on? Is it comfortable? And I was able to adjust the communication, adjust the product a little bit. And that was really like a field market experience, better than any other market research that I could have done. At the end of the summer, I've had amazing positive feedback for this product. People like it. I need to give it a chance. And that's when I quit my job and say, okay, I'm giving this opportunity and this adventure a couple years. I'm 44, I'm married. It's a financial risk that I'm taking, but I think everything is possible. I think this product deserves my full attention, my full commitment. It's a leap of, a big leap that I'm taking into entrepreneurship. I'm 100% confident that it should work. I'm 44, I have 2 kids. I had a very comfortable job in real estate. After 15 years, I had my own team. It was a tough decision to make because I have an adult life today. It's not like I'm 20 years old and I'm the only one and I can eat pasta, for 5 years. I've got kids to feed and I have a grown-up life. So it was a difficult thing to do, whether it's creating a website, whether it's editing photos, whether it's selling. Since I launched the business 5 or 6 months ago, since I started working on it, I learned a lot in terms of skills. That's actually the part that I probably love the most. What I've learned about myself is I'm more creative than what I thought I was, not only in the artistic sense of it, but in finding solutions. I got rid of that imposter syndrome probably, and I feel today I was able to start the business in 3 months from an idea in the back of my head to a website where people could actually buy the goggles. I know I'm capable of a lot of things, and it gave me great confidence. The advice that I would give people if they have an idea is really just start it on the side, maybe for a couple of months. At some point, if you feel confident with your product and you feel that people around you like the product, like the idea, just go for it. Give it a full attention, full potential, even if you don't know anything about this environment. Ask people for advice, ask people for coffee and say, can you tell me about your job? I think you'll be surprised at how much people are happy to help, talk about what they know, their expertise, and go on YouTube, watch some tutorials, and just get it done. Learning every day like this is just amazing, amazing, amazing experience.